the cooking club? Just because I trust you doesn't mean I like you. Idiot.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Josh Portillo, the voice of the main character in The Cooking Club. It's been incredible to finally share the new and improved look for the game with the official redesigns of Daisy, Evelyn, Akemi, and Isabella. We can't wait for you to get cooking this October when the demo drops as part of Steam Next Fest. And hey, whilst you're listening, go check our Steam and itch page. It just updated as that trailer was playing with some cool looks at what's been shaking and cooking alongside some new cover artwork by our sprite artist, Etchy. But I'm not just here to talk about the cooking game. Tonight, I get the honor of welcoming you all to New Game Plus. That's right. This is the very first showcase event hosted by Studio Z, and we are so excited to have you with us. We're even more thrilled to be joined by some amazing friends from across the indie scene. Studio Maroo, Yuri Kissaten, and Wacol Studios. All here to show off their latest projects alongside ours with a heap of other guests and studios joining the fray. And the best part? This is just the beginning. New Game Plus isn't a one-time event. It's something we'll be bringing to you twice a year. Starting in March 2026, we'll host New Game Plus 2026 Spring, and then we'll be right back here again in September 2026 for New Game Plus 2026 Fall on the 18th. So, settle in, because this is going to be a night of creativity, passion, and amazing games. Let's get started. Okay, wait a sec. Did you all catch that? Yep, the mastermind behind Harmonious, Optasia, is also the voice of Isabella in The Cooking Club. So if you thought Isabella was dramatic before, just wait until you see what they've built here. Studio Maroo's Harmonious Optasia blends mystery, music, and supernatural adventure in a side-scroller like no other. You'll step into the shoes of both the antagonist and the protagonist across the story, uncovering the strange disappearances haunting the town of Heartwood. It's emotional, eerie, and unforgettable.
Hi everyone, my name is Clunia and it is an honor to be one of the guest hosts for New Game Plus this evening. I think we can all relate with our love for gaming, so tonight let's indulge in the hype and dive right in. I have something really special to show you from the talented folks over at Wacol Studios. Their upcoming title, Princess of World's End, is an urban fantasy visual novel that dives deep into storytelling, choice, and emotion. As a quick disclaimer, there will be mention of addiction, specifically substance usage, so please bear that in mind. For anyone new to visual novels, think of them as a mix of interactive storytelling and stunning visuals filled with amazing voice acting. Your decisions shape the path, relationships, and even multiple endings, which opens up replayability for you as the player. In Princess of World's End, you find yourself in the shoes of a 21-year-old known as Princess, who wakes up in a rainy forest with symptoms of drug abuse. From there, you'll unravel the mysteries of the world, newfound powers, and the hardships of living with addiction, all whilst trying to prevent the end of the world. Yeah, it's a lot. It's dark, it's heartfelt, and I can assure you it will stick with you long after you've put the controller down. But enough from me, let's take a look at the trailer.
Wow, what a ride! Princess of World's End is shaping up to be something truly powerful, blending tough themes with choice-driven storytelling, and a cast you'll definitely want to get to know. Huge thanks to Wacol Studios, and of course, to Clunia for joining us tonight as a guest host.
Hello, welcome to Meet the Developers. This is Sakuto at Wacol Studios presenting about Princess of World's End. So today we are going to talk about some of the origins in my personal game development career, where Wacol Studios came from, where Princess of World's End came from, who's our core team, who are we working with, and what is the project going to look like in the future. So a lot of stuff we're covering in this video. Thank you for tuning in. Let's get started. So, where it started. My game development career began in high school. I took some classes, doing some game development, which was very fortunate thing I could do. And the very first game I made was Desert Wandering Simulator 2015 on Game Jolt. Got a couple hundred downloads, so I was super excited about that. And I think that I can, attribute the rest of my game development career to that excitement. So the next game I made was just in college as a little fun project for a game jam, Weed Game Jam. I was the only one to submit a game to this game jam, so I think that makes me the winner by default. But it was just a silly little Unity game called Jeep Simulator. Good time, fun time to make it. But then after college, I kind of had a thought, and I was like, what if I actually really tried in game development? What could I create? So then I created another little stoner game called Diary of a Stoner, released on 4/20. It was my first full game that I created with a full story and everything complete. And I was super excited, and I had a really great time making it. It was just a RPG maker game. So now we're at Princess of World's End. But what is Princess of World's End? So it's a dark fantasy visual novel about a girl named Princess who, through some strange series of events, unlocks a new power that changes her life forever. It's up to you to guide Princess and help her to get her life together, manage her relationships, her addiction, and, most importantly, prevent the end of the world. So you can see some parallels here where addiction is something that is a theme in some of my other games. And kind of see where I've come from, my origins. Thank you so much for supporting the project, for supporting New Game Plus. I have some links down below. We have wacolstudios.com. This is the website that all my games are featured on, and you can access our social media and games from there. You can also look at us up on Instagram or Blue Sky under the handle at Wacol Studios. Those are our primary social medias, and also Studio Z. I supported their Kickstarter probably before Princess of World's End was even really a thing. Just because I thought their project looked really cool. It was a visual novel I was really looking forward to, which was The Cooking Club. I'm still very excited for that to be released, and just, yeah, support Studio Z, support all the other projects being showcased today in New Game Plus, and just thank you for support. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope you all have a fantastic rest of the showcase and fantastic rest of your days.
Massive thanks to Wacol Studios for taking the time to walk us through Princess of World's End. It's always inspiring to hear directly from the creators about the heart and vision driving their game, and I know a lot of you out there are already curious to see where Princess's journey will lead. All right, everyone, let's keep the momentum going. Up next, we have something truly cozy and heartfelt from Yuri Kissaten, Winter Heat. This isn't just a love story. It's an intimate glimpse into modern romance in the internet age. Winter Heat follows Javi, a freelancer living in the summer heat of Maipú, Santiago, Chile, and Shio, an office worker in snowy Miyazu, Kyoto, Japan.
Hey everyone, my name is Olivia Westmorland and I am the sole creator of the upcoming anthological visual novel game Agerasia. Agerasia is a visual novel style, comedic, narrative-driven game, which centers around 8 unique participants, each one hailing from a different point in human history. You will follow Camden. Born and raised in the modern era, they find themselves in an unfamiliar situation alongside 7 other colourful characters, going as far back as prehistory all the way up to the distant future. Finding themselves at the whims of a curious floating blobfish known as Rantan, the 8 are tasked with using time-travelling lanterns to compete against each other in a bid to restore a supposed reality-bending world event. After the prologue, you will be given the choice to go down one of 7 routes, each following one of the 8 main casts as Camden accompanies them back to their own period, experiencing a unique and vastly different story each time. Each route is totally different from each other, all within the confines of a visual novel. The trailer shown in the presentation reveals the nature of the gameplay differentiations between routes. Live, escape, battle, refute, breathe, date, and serve. At this point, I don't want to give too much away as to what you'll be doing in each one, but these keywords should give you some ideas. Each route tells a different story, a story embedded in the character you choose to accompany's life and era, and while they may feel disconnected from each other, each one is necessary to progress to the 3rd act, which brings it all together and will lead to solving the mystery of why they've all been brought together. Agerasia is currently planned to feature over 20 endings, some being majorly plot relevant, others being standalone, more humorous results of a consequence due to the choices you make. It's incentivized to try and experience the more aloof, nonsensical moments, as the game only takes itself seriously when it needs to, and the heart of the game are the comedically driven nature of the characters and the world. My personal creative career began making fan-made video series for the Danganronpa series. I found moderate success in that field, but felt after enough time I wanted to make something wholly original. And so Agerasia was born. I've been creating characters and stories my whole life. I made physical comics and stapled together written stories on printer paper from when I was 6. I published an entire series of connected stories on a choppily made website from when I was 13, and over 7 years later, I'm still doing it. I love creating things for people to experience and creating interlinking stories, and hope one day this can be my life. And that's where Agerasia starts. Ideas for things randomly come to me, so it was a kind of random idea of people from across time coming together for some plot. I just happened to think up one day that made me stop and go, that's my original project. Using my knowledge from making visual novel video series, it was easy enough to transfer those skills into an engine to develop a playable version of what I used to do. But that wasn't enough for me. I wanted to see what I could do differently with a visual novel engine, and how could I make it more than just tapping through dialogue. I thought about a variety of different types of genre and gameplay I could incorporate into it, before eventually deciding, why don't I just do all of them? So while each character's route follows the novel format, unique sections of gameplay and choice-based playstyles will be segmented throughout. Each one will be someone's favorite, and I'm excited to talk more about these in the future. I put out a Kickstarter last month to raise the money for a Steam page. We raised hundreds more than I asked for, furthering my determination to put my entire Agerasia into this. We also held casting for voice actors and music composers, and I'm lucky enough to have family who specialize in 3D modeling and typography, helping with small aspects of the project. Apart from those, I am writing everything, drawing everything, and coding everything. The Steam page for Agerasia will be up this month, where you'll be able to track the development of the game, as well as pick up the demo I'm releasing later this year, which will contain the entire prologue for the game to play for free. Devlog videos are also planned for the end of every month, going over all the work I've done up to that point. These will be posted on the Olivia Westmorland YouTube channel, and also posted on the Steam page once they're all up. I want to be as transparent and open with development and updates. I have lots of stuff before release planned. Right now I'm prioritizing the demo and the Steam page, eventually shifting to having the roots teased in more depth later down the line. Thank you so much for listening to me, and I hope you stick around to watch Agerasia grow into something I can be proud of and that you can enjoy.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you enjoyed Agerasia and seeing the world through Olivia's eyes. Solo devs bringing whimsical, time-bending stories? Always inspiring. Now, up next, we've got a game that really stood out here at Studio Z. And I'll admit it, mostly because we saw tea. And well, Americans, we don't fully get it, but apparently the Brits take it very seriously. This is Sips and Sonnets from Blue Tango Street, the same team behind Backspace, Backspace, Backspace. And folks, this isn't just a charming little visual novel. This game is fully voice acted by some huge names. We're talking Bethan Dixon Bate, known for Baldur's Gate 3, and Linville Brown from Disco Elysium. Their performances really bring Miss Meadows and the cozy world of the tea boutique to life, and you're going to love it. In the game, you'll step into the shoes of Miss Meadows, a retired journalist running her quaint tea shop. With just a few customers and no family, she spends her days listening to stories, and her nights crafting them into heartfelt poems.
Nice to meet you. I'm Meadows. Would you like me to brew you some tea while you wait?
I would really like something to calm my nerves, if you've got such a thing. Say, tell me more about those memorabilia you've got over there.
Oh, it's just an old hobby of mine. Her name is Esme. She's my oldest friend, and she's coming to town.
Your last poem was really thought-provoking. You made the abstract tangible. A mirror, a bit on the nose.
I remember looking in the mirror and barely recognizing myself.
The most sincere kind of growth only comes from acknowledging what we see in our reflection. You can look away, or you can confront what you see.
I expected growing old would slow me down, make me sleepier, but not this.
Wow, how cozy was Sips and Sonnets? Tea, poetry, and some absolutely incredible voice talent bringing that world to life. Big thanks again to Blue Tango Street. Now, shifting gears, our next title comes from Don't Check Studio, and it's something a little more intense.
Your parents, they were delicious.
How about we train a little together?
Sheesh. I'll have to whip you up into shape.
It seems your training is starting to pay off.
I had a blast cooking for you during your 3 months of training.
Let's go dance, my little guinea pig.
That's the spirit.
One day I'll kill that oversized chicken lizard thing I saw that day.
Hi everyone. Thanks for being here. I'm from Don't Check Studio and want to share our upcoming game, Throne of Hearts: Rise from the Nightmare. At its core, This is a fully voiced adventure dating sim visual novel about magic, revenge, and romance, where every path is defined by the player. You step into the world of our protagonist, who lives a quiet life until it is shattered when monsters attack, destroying your village and one particular vicious monster, leaving you orphaned. With nowhere else to turn, and because of an act of kindness done in the past, you've been sent to the Royal Academy. You try to keep up as the academy is filled with talented students who focus on training, magic, healing, and technology. Your journey begins with meeting and befriending students who are members of the top 3 prominent families, including a princess who you met from a life before. On the surface, it's a prestigious school to train your magic and start fresh. But underneath, it's where all your choices begin to branch out. The people you meet, the bonds you form, and the risks you take. All of what will shape your story. This isn't just a story you watch, it's a story you create. Every single decision matters. Who do you trust? Who do you fall for? Will you chase justice or revenge? And how do you fight when the time comes? With 5 dateable characters and over a dozen possible endings, this story will never unfold the same way twice. Now let me talk about the characters, because they are the true heart of this game. Each one has their own personality, their own backstory, and their own reason for being at the academy. You have the Princess Minori, who is fierce and loyal, and other students, like Lane and Aerie, who both focus on how their advances in their magic and technology can help the world. And your teacher Gwen, skilled fighter, and a knowledgeable guide. These are just some of the characters you'll meet along the journey. Some of these characters are warm and inviting. Others are guarded, difficult, and even dangerous. As you grow closer to them, you'll peel back their layers, uncover their fears, and learn what really drives them. As that happens, you'll realize something powerful. You're not just shaping your own fate, you're changing theirs as well. Some of the things we're proudest of is that this game is fully voice acted. Every character, every emotional beat, every twist and turn, brought to life with an incredible cast of voice actors. You'll hear the difference. The tenderness in a love confession, and the tension in a heated argument. The desperation in a climactic battle. Those performances will make the story feel alive in a way text simply alone can't capture. And the voice work didn't just fill in the lines, it influenced the game itself. As we developed characters, hearing them perform gave us new insights. Sometimes an actor's delivery would spark a new idea or add depth we hadn't seen before. In a way, the game became a collaboration where the cast's passion shaped the world right alongside the developers. Of course, voice acting is only part of it. Pair that with immersive art, music, and branching structure of the story, and what you get is a world to get lost in. Now I want to touch on choice, because that's the heart of Throne of Hearts. Choices here aren't just flavor text, they ripple. They change relationships, they open or close entire paths, they lead to endings that can be tender and romantic, or tragic and final. Maybe you'll find happiness with somebody you love. Maybe you'll win the tournament. Or maybe one decision will turn everything upside down. That's what makes the game replayable. It isn't just about unlocking every scene. It's about exploring the what ifs. What if I trusted this person instead of that one? What if I followed my heart or ignored it? Each run-through is a chance to explore a different version of the story. At the end of the day, Throne of Hearts is your story. You decide who matters most to you, what risk you're willing to take, and ultimately, what kind of ending you'll earn. So if your individual novels with branching paths, deep character writing, full voice acting, and a mix of romance and danger, this is the game for you. Throne of Hearts, Rise from the Nightmare, will be releasing this October on Steam. It's available for wishlist now and will be on sale the first launch week. If you'd like to know more or be part of our growing community, we'd love to have you on our socials. We're on TikTok, Instagram, and Reddit, all under Don't Check Studio. And of course, join our Discord where you'll find bonus content, discussions, voice acting bloopers, and concept art. Thank you so much for listening. And remember, player, your choices matter.
And with that, we come to the end of tonight's showcase. What an incredible journey this has been. We've seen games that made us laugh, games that made us think, games that tugged at our hearts, and games that reminded us why we fell in love with storytelling through play in the first place. Indie developers pour their hearts and souls into these projects, sometimes as full teams, sometimes all on their own. And it takes so much courage to share those visions with the world. To every studio and every creator who trusted us with your work, thank you. Truly, you're the heartbeat of this industry, and tonight proved just how strong that beat is. To everyone watching at home, thank you for being here, for supporting these games, for sharing in the passion. Every wish list, every share, every word of encouragement goes further than you might realize. This has been a showcase about discovery, about celebration, and most of all, about community. We couldn't have done it without you. Now, as tradition demands, we'll close out with one last montage, a highlight reel of everything you've seen tonight. And after that, a special sneak peek from Studio Z that you definitely don't want to miss. On behalf of all of us here, thank you again for joining us. We'll see you next year. New Game Plus 2026 coming this March. Until then, don't forget, sometimes the best way to keep moving forward is to hit New Game Plus.
Time, and no, I'm not as relevant. My old songs are pretty sweet. Please don't